Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mel Khalid alias Captain Soil. I live in Casablanca in Morocco. I am a volunteer with Isha Yoga Center in India to support the safe soil movement, because some scientists are saying that today desertification is growing in the world at an alarming speed. Every 5 seconds the surface area of a soccer pitch on agricultural land becomes sand. At this pace we only have 40 to 50 years left of agricultural soil. Then there will be a global food crisis. To mitigate this issue, Sadhguru has launched the Safe Soil movement and made policies that need to be signed and adopted by all countries of the world. These policies call for a minimum of 3 to 6% of organic matter in the soil to ensure people's good health. I do challenges to support this movement and raise people's awareness about the dangers of desertification. I've started recently a new challenge which consists of running every day for 365 days, and today is the 47th day. Are you ready, guys? Let's do this again. Save soil, let's make it happen. Actually, guys, we are living in a negative matrix. This is why soil is dying. It's because we're living in a negative matrix. This matrix is not for life, it's against life. We are under attack since childhood. It's actually a war zone. We think it's a world, but it's the war. A war against human consciousness. It's a war against humanity. This war began a long time ago. It's actually a war between Adam and the devil. Because when God created humans, the devil refused to bow down to human, and since then he became an enemy to humanity. And now in this matrix is referred to as a satanic matrix, because, as they say, Satan is the king of the world, but God is the King of Kings. So, in order for people not to be influenced by Satan, they need to raise their vibrations. Otherwise, they can be used by the devil. They can be used as a vessel, because God and the devil are spiritual beings, and they don't operate directly. You can never see the devil and you can never see God, but you know their presence by the people. You can see their people. You can see the people of the devil, and you can see the people of God. And how do you know who is who? It is said in the Bible that you will know them by their fruits, which means that you will know them by their actions. It's the action of people that shows you, and not what comes out of their mouths. It's not by speaking that you will know, because everybody can speak a beautiful and good speech, but not everybody has a good heart. Those who have the good hearts, they do a lot of good actions. Now, to understand this negative matrix, we need to know that the first 3 big industries in the world are the industry of armaments. It's the weaponry, the weapons. machines of war, tanks, guns, etc., ammunitions. When you have in the world the first industry, which is the weaponry, the military, this means one thing, that this world will never know peace. And the second global biggest industry is alcohol and cigarettes. This too shows that humanity is intoxicated, unaware, absent, not even here. When you're absent, who is taking the lead? Anybody can take the lead. When you're absent, when you're unaware, unconscious of what's going on, the leaders of the countries can do whatever they want, because nobody is voting, nobody is speaking, nobody is aware of what's going on. The leaders of the country are not there to lead the country. They're there to fulfill people's demands. This is what democracy means. But when people are intoxicated by alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs, what is going to happen? Well, we will have a world like this today, where there is wars, where we are going toward a global famine, where food wars are coming, and they're coming fast. And you will start seeing them. Food wars are real. Right now, most people are still sleeping on this. They think that nothing worse will happen. It will happen. Unless we change it. We, the people, the citizens, not the leaders. Because there are something called the lobbies, the hidden societies such as the Illuminati, the Freemason, and the L, etc. These lobbies give orders to the leaders of the countries, and most of the leaders of the countries are members of these hidden societies. They don't care about people. They don't care about nature, the environment, animals. They don't care about human good health. They don't care about the children. They don't care about future generations. They only care about money making. So the change will not come from above. It will come from you, from below, from us, from the citizens. But for this to happen, we need to be aware and conscious. Now, the third biggest industry in the world is the industry of big pharma. It's the big pharma. It's the industry of medicines. Now, this big industry shows that humanity has hit the rock bottom because we are violent, drowning in the negative emotions. We are allowing wars to happen. We are full of hatred, resentment, jealousy, all negative stuffs. And we are intoxicated, absent, unaware, unconscious. And we are physically and mentally ill. This shows the case of humanity today. When humanity is like this, it's normal to have chaos in the world. Now they say that Satan is king of this world because Satan has succeeded in transforming this world into hell. This is the dream of Satan. He wants people to suffer the most because he is our enemy. And he's using people, low vibrational people. This is a low vibrational matrix. and people are drowning in the low vibration states, and they're not seeing what I see, the matrix as it is. This is not a world, a normal world. This is modern slavery system, the 9-to-5 job, the capitalism. This is not life fulfilling, because most people have learned, they are programmed, they have been brainwashed to live in reverse. They're not listening to their feelings, they're not living from the soul, they're living from the false appearance, from the masks, from the superficial things in life. The American coach Jim Rohn said, before you seek the exotics, you must first master the basics. Here in Morocco, we are doing things around. We seek the exotics first, and then we regret about having the basics. Because the basics is water and food for people, and food wars are coming. But we are interested in festivals. We seek the exotics. But how about the basics? As I said, this is a negative matrix. And Satan wants us to suffer. Now, desertification is causing 6 global issues. 1, food crisis. 2, water scarcity. 3, loss of biodiversity. 4, climate change. 5, loss of livelihood. And 6, conflicts and migrations. These conflicts will get worse over time. The numbers of people suffering will get higher and higher over time. It doesn't look good. The first global issue is food crisis. In 20 years, 40% less food is expected to be produced for a population of 9.3 billion people. This doesn't sound good already. There will be more people and less food. This is the dream of Satan and his children, the corrupted leaders, the corrupted members of the hidden societies. Because people will fight for food and water, and those who have the big guns will have the water and food. Food wars are coming, and they're coming fast. In some countries, they have signed the safe soil policies because citizens are aware, and they did walkathons, and they spoke about the necessity of having safe soil policies. But in underdeveloped countries, people are still sleeping. People are unaware of what's coming on. And right now, 2 billion people in the world suffer already from nutritional deficiencies, which leads to a multitude of diseases. The second global issue is water scarcity. Depleted soils cannot absorb and regulate water flows, which leads to water scarcity, droughts and floods. Organic matter in the soil can hold up to 90% of its weight in water and release it slowly over time. This is a big help in drought-prone areas. The third biggest global issue is the loss of biodiversity. During the last 30 years, 80% of the biomass insects living in the soil has gone. Scientists are saying that 27,000 species of life forms are going extinct every year. We're talking here about billions of life forms. This is a big genocide. When it comes to destruction, we're beating all the records. The fourth global issue is, before we see the fourth global issue, these biomass insects in the soil are responsible for vitamins and nutrients present in our food. So, depleted soil means depleted foods. Depleted foods mean depleted humans. When soil is depleted, what happens to you? Your vibrations become low. When your vibrations become low, what happens to you? You become a vessel to the devil. You suffer, my friend. This Save Soil movement is facing the resistance, a resistance that you can never imagine in the underdeveloped countries, because in underdeveloped countries there is absence of awareness and consciousness of people. And what's funny is that the countries who have signed the safe soil policies have more rich soil than the countries that didn't sign it, such as African countries such as Morocco. The countries who have signed this are the developed countries such as USA, France, England, Germany. Germany did not just sign the safe soil policies, they started teaching it at school for the future generations to be aware of the importance of soil, because these folks think about the future generations and the people's good health. But here in Morocco, we don't do this. As Jim Rohn said, before you seek the exotics, you must first master the basics. So here we seek the exotics first. We think we're smart, we think we're wise, but we're stupid. And we will regret it, because food wars are coming. This is a sign of stupidity when you seek to have festivals first before having the basics, which are food and water, enough food and water for the people, for the citizens. I repeat the same message every day. I'm sick and tired of this. And I'll keep repeating it every day. And nobody's listening. Jim Rohn said, there are two pains in life: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Believe me, choose the pain of discipline. Discipline means freedom. Regret means slavery. When you're disciplined, it's painful, yes, but you are in the steering wheel. And you can change things. But when you're in the position of regret, when it's too late, you're a slave to the situation. You can't change it, you can't do anything about it, you can just regret it. It's the worst position where to be. Now we're still having time to turn things around, to do the right things. The first and most urgent action to do right now in all countries of the world is to implement the safe soil policies to ensure that the world has enough food and water for the people. If you ask me to describe to you hell, how it looks like, I would say in hell we have 6 global issues. We have food crisis, water scarcity, loss of biodiversity, climate change, loss of livelihood, conflicts and migrations, wars. This is exactly what we're having here. And these things are going to grow. The problems are going to grow. Now there is war between Russia and Ukraine, and between Palestine and Israel. These wars are going to grow to become other countries are going to be involved in this. This is the dream of the devil and his children. They want people to suffer. Don't allow this to happen. And I'm wondering why war is not voted. If we're living in the real democratic countries, I'm sure that the Russians didn't vote for war, neither the Ukrainian people. But two psychopaths have decided to do the war, and then whole nations are involved in it. We're in 2024, and we're living as if we were in 1939, when Adolf Hitler decided to go into wars. Nothing has changed. What's the importance of having history if we're still going to live by this way, when one psychopath, one dictator has to decide for a whole nation? This is not democracy. This is dictatorship. The fourth global issue is climate change. Carbon dioxide stored in soil is 3 times that in the living plants and 2 times that in the atmosphere. If soil is not revitalized, it could release 850 billion tons of carbon dioxide in the air. This is more than all human emissions during the last 30 years. Soil is very crucial for carbon sequestration. It's not that carbon dioxide is bad, it's about where it is located. If it remains in the soil, it's a good fertilizer. But if it's in the air, it causes global warming. Carbon must stay in the soil. The fifth global issue is the loss of livelihood. Thousands of farmers have committed suicide because of desertification. Just in India, their number is, during the last 30 years, 300,000 farmers have committed suicide just in India. These are huge numbers. 74%, globally 74% of the poor are directly affected by desertification. It is estimated that approximately 1 billion people will migrate to other regions and countries by 2050 because of population growth and scarcity of water and food. Scientists are saying that desertification is costing the world up to 10.6 trillion dollars every year. This is an economic genocide. I'm sure that if we implement the safe soil policies in all countries of the world, we will not reach such a huge number. Actually, the solution, the safe soil movement, will cost nothing, almost nothing. It's something it's doing farming, because now farmers don't have the information, and they also are contributing unwillingly, unconsciously. They're contributing in the desertification progression by the way they do farming. The solution is something called the agroforestry. And now the farmers, when they plow the land, the biomass insects were underground, hidden from the sun rays, and they become exposed to the surface of the soil, and sun burns them to death. The solution is to do agroforestry, which means that farmers have to plant bushes and trees in their farming lands so that the biomass insects will remain in the shadow. This is the solution to keep the biomass insects safe, because these folks are very important. And we, the humans, are so full of ourselves. We think that everything here was created for us. It is not. We have an ego problem, because actually, if all humans die by tomorrow morning, life on this planet will just become more and more. There will be more insects, more trees, more animals. But if all earthworms were killed, all life forms on this planet will cease in a term of 6 years. This means that earthworms are better than us. We need to humble ourselves. If we don't humble ourselves, nature will humble us. And its ways are very rude. It won't be easy. The sixth global issue is conflicts and migrations. Land issues have played a significant role in over 90% of the major wars and conflicts in Africa since 1990. Population growth combined with water and food scarcity could lead over 1 billion people to migrate by 2050 to other regions and countries. From the French Revolution to the Arab Spring, high food prices were cited as a factor behind mass global movements. It's the same history repeating itself. We don't want this to happen. The solution is to be wise, is to be smart, is to be a visionary, and to see what's coming, and to start preparing and mitigating the problem. This is what developed countries are doing right now. They're not seeking festivals like us. They're working on the land. They're preparing food and water for the people, because food wars are coming. and they're coming fast to hit us. We need to do something about it. Now I've told you about the 6 global issues that we're facing in the world. You can already see that the numbers are frightening. But these numbers will get higher and higher over time. This is just the beginning. The devil has plans for you, my friends. The devil has an agenda. It's called the New World Order. And the narcissist craves 2 things: control and attention. This is all about control. To control people by making people live in fear, in low vibrations, so that you keep worrying, because worrying, to be in a state of worry, as they say, worry is worship to the devil. Worry doesn't come from God. God wants to give you peace and joy. These are the normal states of a child. This is your normal state also, but you have been corrupted by the matrix. Your imagination has been hijacked by the matrix. We're no more normal. We've become abnormal. We think now that abnormality is the normal. It's not. As I said, this is all about control. The problem is that people don't know who they are. This is why we are controlled by the lobbies, the hidden societies. I will tell you who you are. Most people think that they are the body, they are the mind. No, you are not. These are tools. Your body and your mind are just like your phone or your car. It's your thing. You are a soul. You are a presence. You are a consciousness. You are an awareness. You are a spiritual being having a physical experience. The reality is in the spirit, not here. This is a virtual reality. This is a matrix. You were created in God's image. There is power in you. You are more powerful than you think. You are more strong than you think. As Bob Marley said, you can never know how strong you are until strength is the only option you have. This is the importance of having hardships in life. Hardships in life are not there to destroy you. They're there to make you better. They're there to strengthen you, to show you things, to make you gain wisdom. So that you can become better. Because we're here to become better. We're here to become our best versions ever. Personal development. Spiritual development. Now, the hidden societies have studied us They know us more than we know ourselves. They know that, and it's the devil, because the hidden societies are just a representation of the devil. The devil gives the inspiration. They're just listening and applying what the devil is saying. There is a covenant between the narcissist and the devil, as there is a covenant between the chosen ones and God. Now, these folks have studied us. They know how much powerful we are. Because the most powerful thing, the most powerful weapon on this planet is the human mind. And you've got one. Because the devil is a coward, and the people that he uses are also cowards. They can't fight a clean fight. They can't play fair play. They have to cheat to win. So they cheated. And they're taking this war against humanity very seriously. Because most of us have been programmed since we were kids. It's easy to program a child, because a child under the age of 7 is programmable 100% very quickly, because the conscious mind isn't formed yet completely. It's only the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind absorbs everything. Everything is possible for a child. So now we are creating a matrix that sucks. It's the people now who are creating it, who are continuing to give life to it. The programmers of the matrix just started the process, and the continuation is made now by the people, the adults, by us. Why imagination is the most powerful weapon on this planet? Because it has the power to create. As I said earlier, I said you were created in God's image. It means that you have qualities that look like the qualities of God. Smaller, yes, but don't underestimate them. The Father of creation, God, has the power to create. And you too, you were not sent here just to be a slave, to live according to people's agendas, to fulfill other people's dreams and visions and goals. Because this is what capitalism and the modern slavery system will do to you. If you don't have your own dream, your own visions, your own goals, you will be exploited by those who have them. You will just work for them. And as Dolly Parton said, it's all taking and no giving. They will give you pieces, small pieces, to keep you alive, to be a good slave, but not enough to liberate you, to give you wealth, or to become wealthy, free, financially free. Now in this matrix, you need to seek how to be free. By constantly working on yourself and trying to improve yourself. Don't allow the matrix to keep programming you. You were programmed as a child when you grow up, you must stop feeding the matrix. It's not worth it. As I said, imagination is the most powerful weapon on this planet, and they have started programming us. They attack our imagination. They attack the most powerful thing on us, in us, which is our imagination. And then as a result, now we are creating, because we create with our imagination, now we are creating their matrix. It's like a virus when it enters into a cell. The cell was producing protein, for example. When a virus enters there, it injects its ARN, something, a DNA, a small part of its DNA into the cell. And the cell, instead of continuing to produce this protein, this kind of protein, for example, it starts to produce the virus until the virus becomes until it become more and more viruses, and the cell just explodes and dies, and other viruses go to other cells and do the same thing. This is the matrix. This is what has been done to us. This matrix is a virus, the satanic matrix, the low vibrational matrix. It's like a virus entered into our minds, and now, instead of creating what God wants us to create, a world of love, peace, joy, happiness, prosperity, freedom, now we are creating a world of wars, hatred, jealousy, resentment, negative emotions, scarcity mindset, poverty, misery, and you name it, all the negative experiences. Now we need to return to our true nature. We need to stop feeding the matrix. Stop refusing to live according to the matrix. Refuse these things of new world order, these rubbish things. Refuse to live according to the devil's plan, because the devil has a plan for humanity, such as the pandemic. Coronavirus was a man-made virus in laboratories. Its goal was to kill billions of people. Fortunately, the plan didn't work, and to make people in the permanent lockdown. Luckily, their plan didn't work. Thank God for this, because there is a God, the real controller, the glorious being. There is only one glorious being on this planet, on this existence, not even the planet. And it's called, his name is God. Now, Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, regardless of anything. We don't care about other things. If you believe it, if you can conceive it, then you can achieve it. That's all. Albert Einstein has the best quote ever. You can have the best quotes only from the smartest people, isn't it? He said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. And what is life's coming attractions? It's what you attract to you. It's the future. So, in other words, he said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of the future. Now, as I said earlier, narcissists crave two things: control and attention. This is all about control. Narcissists hate unexpected things, new things. This is why the routine of the matrix, the day-to-day life, the same repeating life-sucking cycles, repeating themselves over and over and over again. Nothing new here. It's to kill your creativity, your soul, your power. What is the best way to control this and to avoid having surprises? If you are a narcissist, you will try to control the source of problems. The source of problems for narcissistic people and dictators is the human imagination. So they attacked our imagination. They killed it so that people will not and cannot do any change. Nothing unexpected here. Everything is expected, because this can come only from a wicked mind, a mind that puts themselves in the position of God. Shame be on these people. Let shame be on these people, the hidden societies, the members of the hidden societies calling themselves the elites of humanity. They are the elites of cowards, because you can't find coward people more coward than them elsewhere. They're all hiding. Look at the term hidden societies. A criminal hides. Shame on them. Refuse to live according to their plans. Refuse to let your imagination be controlled by them. Give them surprises. Surprise them. Give them the unexpected things. Return back to truth, to God. Realign yourself with the power of the universal laws, so that your manifestation power will become great, and you start doing the unexpected things. Your dreams, your visions. Live according to your laws and rules. Refuse to keep living according to somebody else's agendas. Especially not these narcissists, these demonic people. Refuse it, fight it. With whatever you want, you can. Sorry. And remember that nobody has ever started at the top. We've all been programmed by the matrix. And know that there is a season. Life happens by seasons. There is a season to sow, and there is a season to reap. And right now we are reaping what they have sown in our minds, which is scarcity mindset. A mindset of poverty, misery, and negativity. Now the real work will start now, by starting a new season of sowing. Stop feeding the matrix. Stop watching the news. Watch personal development videos and podcasts. Stop reading the newspaper. It lowers your vibrations, it makes you live in fear. And start reading business books, personal development books, self-help books, so that you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind through the conscious mind. It won't be easy, but it's worth it. And as the American coach Earl Nightingale said, don't give up on your dream just because of the time it will take you to achieve it, because time will anyway pass. He's right. If you don't start, time will anyway pass. Time will not wait for you. Time don't stop. Time doesn't stop. It will always keep going and moving. And you have to start right now. this new adventure of reprogramming the subconscious mind by the conscious mind. Once you do this, your life will begin to change. Don't underestimate the small good habits you need to replace. As an American coach, I forgot his name, Brian Tracy, he said successful people, they only have successful habits. That's all. It's the difference between successful people and failure people. And if you ask me personally, I don't believe in successful people and failure people. I only believe in trained people and untrained people. If you train enough for success, you will become successful. And now with this matrix and the programming, we have been trained to be failures, and we have succeeded in being failures. Anything you train, you succeed in it. You were born an achiever. You were born successful by default. We have programmed you to be negative, and now you succeeded in having a life full filled of negativity. If you program yourself to be positive, you will also succeed in becoming positive and changing your mindset. Because once you change your mindset, you will change. The change of mindset means the change of personality, the change of attitude. It's a radical change. It has nothing to do with you right now. You will become a new person. This sounds crazy, but it's real. For example, let's say that you have a favorite food. If you change, if you do the change that I'm talking about, this favorite food that you have now will cease. You will have another favorite food. Your friends, your family maybe. You will have other family, other friends. This is how deep it is. This is what happened to me. Because we're not talking about a change, we're talking about a transformation. It's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. In order for the caterpillar to become a butterfly, it has to die first. So your personality, your old personality has to die to make room for the new personality to come. The best version of you is another you, somebody else, who has to make the decisions that you can't make right now. The decisions of quitting your job, for example. I'm not saying that you should quit your job, but don't be there just to be there. Know that the company has goals, and if you go there, you enter there, you must have goals also, your own goals. Because the company doesn't care about you really. When they mention your name in their meetings, it's not on how to make you a millionaire. On the contrary, it's how to get advantage of you, how to give you more work and less salary. This if they mention you. This is why you should have a plan while you work there. Your own plan. Have a plan to escape this matrix. As Sadhguru said, do not seek success, seek empowerment and competence. Use that salary to learn a new skill, a new language, something that will allow you to step on the other side. Life is a process. This personal development thing is a process. It's a never-ending cycle. You keep growing, you keep improving your life. Don't underestimate the baby steps, as Napoleon Hill said. Don't underestimate them, even if they're small. You might say, I have too many things to change in my life. I need to stop smoking. I need to start reading business books. I need to start going to the gym. I need to cut the toxic people from my life. These are too many things. I can't do all of these things. Don't underestimate the small changes in your life, the positive changes in your life. Start by doing something as small as not watching the news. Once you stop watching the news, now instead of watching the news, you watch personal development podcasts or videos on YouTube. This will make room for another positive thing, which is to start doing sport. this will make room for another positive thing, and over the time these small positive things will accumulate by the power of compensation, and one day you will find yourself in another dimension. Anyway, I thank you guys for your presence, for your attention. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is Captain Soil speaking. Salute. Save soil, let's make it happen.